Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. There have been multiple requests for KP astrology repeatedly for the Cuspal Interlinks. We had done it before, but this time we have structured it in a better way in terms of tables, and I've looked into those effective links in a deeper sense. And I think this is a better improvement to what was given before. So this I took it up this week, and I am presenting it to you. Let me walk you through the example that I have taken up in this. So here in this, you have to give the date of birth. I have taken Donald Trump's date of birth. You can enter any people's name. This feature was not there in the previous Excel. Any native's names, data you have to give. The latitude, longitude also you have to in fact give them. Yeah. So in fact this is just as this same. You have to, because I have removed the get latitude, longitude, that VBA is still there, but I'm not often using it because sometimes it goes, it becomes difficult for us when it gives error or maybe even long value. So better you use it yourself from other sources, enter it. Even then, if you want, you can still use the VBA code, which is the same formula as for in other Excels. Okay, that's the database DOB input sheet. When you come here, you have to choose the name that you have chosen there, Donald Trump, any name that you have, and the other rest of the data, DOB, TOB, place of birth are all pulled from there. And the reference Ainamsha I call it because initially all the bhavas are based upon this Ainamsha, and you have a choice to use even the KP straight line Ainamsha. In case this is put yes, then the difference is added and the bhava calculations are redone. So this is not used after that. If you put a yes here, it will be the KP straight line that would be used. So normally KP straight line is what is used in this Cuspal Interlinks. So I have gone ahead with that choice. And there is also a provision for Prashna here. Prashna, I have separate a sheet for that. I'll walk you through that later on. So here you have the chart that gets created, and here this is Donald Trump's chart. He has a Simha Lagna rising. You have to be very careful in putting in the correct latitude and longitude here with a negative sign for the western longitude and a negative sign for a south longitude, latitude, and time zones properly. So all that you have to be very watchful about. And once that chart is cast, essentially this is an Excel of multiple tables. Cuspal Interlinks, I will just give you an overview of all the tables there. So if you see, all these are tables. So these are, let me go back to the size here. This is the main Graha sublord table. So the sublord of Grahas. This is the sublord of the Bhavas. These two are very important tables. And just like the sublord of the Bhavas, we also have tables for the sub-sublord of the Bhavas. We have the nakshatra lords of the Bhavas. So those are different tables. And if you want to see the Grahas, each of the bodies, like all these Grahas, Rasi Lord, Nakshatra, Sublord, Sub-Sublord, are all marked here. Even for the Bhavas, those are marked here. These are interlinked tables, whereas these are the interlinked tables. Okay, all these will give you, I will give you the structure of it in a minute. So if you take up this table, it has the list of grahas, and here I have put what are called Kartritva level. Kartritva level is the functioning level of each of these planets. If you see here, SSL is the sub-sublord. So that means Surya is not surfacing as a sublord in any of the bhavas. So that means next level only is sub-sublord. The third level is nakshatra lord. The fourth level is just the location. So that is the gradation that we go. So in case you don't find it as a SL, that means the planet is somewhat weak. And if you still find it as an SSL, it is to the second level of weakness. When it is somewhat strong, the second level of strength, not as strong as a SL. SSL is still weaker. If you go just NL, it's still weaker. If it is SSL, okay. And sometimes some people will not even have NL, they will have just in bhava. That is a very weak planet. That is no representation as a sublord, as a sublord, that way. So this will give you a feel for the strength of the planets in this KP interlink theory. Okay, that is this is in fact a repetition of that, where in this case Surya is just a sublord. Okay, that is here. Each of these gragas will have a Mula Bhava. What is a Mula Bhava? Mula Bhava is it is a owner of a, it is owner means it is a sublord of a particular Bhava, and that number is a bracketed term here. This it gets from another table which identifies the Mula Bhavas, all the gragas. So from this table, it pulls it here. And a graha need not be just a Mula Bhava, just one Bhava need not be a Mula Bhava. It can have multiple Mula Bhavas, just like here Moon is having 8 and 11 as Mula Bhavas, Ragu is having 1, 2, 5, 7 as Mula Bhavas. So that way, that is A, column A, the same planet repeated here with the Mula Bhavas. And A might be in some nakshatra, so that is identified here, and A could be in some sublot, and that is identified here, and A could be in some sub-sublot, it is identified here. So any event in this KP stellar theory, any event is like a goddess who acts the dynamic part of life. Whereas no, the Shiva, no, I would wrongly stated it. Any event is an agenda set by Shiva, or the potential energy, or the potential part of it is the event, and the dynamic part of it is what decides whether the agenda is to be carried out or not, and that I would map it to a goddess. So the decider is the goddess, the event is like Shiva. So each graha might have a different graha originating it as an event, and the decider could be something else, and the net effective result would be based upon a relationship between these numbers that you see in the bracket to these numbers in the other bracket. So 1, 5 interacts with 8, 11 in terms of multiple rules, and you get a final effective links, and these rules are like this. Okay, the killing among singles 8 and 12. So if event bhava sees a 8, 12 in the decider bhava, then the event gets killed. Okay, 8, 12 means if suppose if we take the third bhava, the second bhava is the 12th to it, therefore the third gets killed. Okay, and also if you choose some other bhava, fourth bhava, it is not killed, third it doesn't get killed. So there is a source, there is an attacker. The source is the like Shiva, which propels the agenda, and this is the action part of it. Sometimes it kills it, or sometimes it carries it on forward. So for the third bhava, if you see here, the 10th bhava would kill it, because the 10th is 8th to the third bhava. So any 8th to that source will kill it, any 12th to that source will kill it. That you can verify with this as well. And when it sometimes what happens, there are two bhavas in say if you have 1 and 7, they couple together. If you have a 2 and 8, the opposite bhavas, they couple together. And such bhavas, coupled pairs, cannot be killed by a single bhava. So in case you have a 7, 7 normally gets killed by 2, because 2 is a bad bhava to 7th. 2 is the 8th to the 7th bhava, so it kills the 7th bhava. So in fact 2 is not welcome for marriage at all in KP astrology. Unlike in normal Parashari astrology, you might think of 2 as maybe supporting Kutumbasthana and all that, but for Kalatra it is bad in KP, as well as you can 8th to the 7th bhava, so that way it is bad. But normally if it is paired with 1, 7 is paired with 1, that 7 cannot be killed by just a 2. So that is the second rule. A pair is killed only by its mapped killer pair. So a single bhava cannot kill a pair, or similarly a pair cannot kill a single bhava. So these are some rules of integrity you can check here. So these are the natural, so these are the main rules, 8, 12, and the pair killing another. A pair can be killed only by its, see, 1 7 can be killed by 12 and 6. It cannot be killed by anything else. A pair can be killed by only the 12th to that pair. The 8th also will not kill it, because if it is 8th to 1, it will be supportive of the next. This, see, suppose you think of 8 to 1, which is the 8th bhava, and the 8th to the 7th way, it will weaken the other system. Now, let me take an example that would be easier for us. So let us take 3 9. 3 9 is killed by 2 and 8 because it is 12th to 8. But if you have one single bhava, like say 8th to the 3 is 10. If you have 10, of course 3 will be shattered because of that, because 8th to 3 is there. So 3 will become weak. But 9 actually is powerful to 10. So 9 will try to kill 10. So as long as 9 is there, 10 cannot harm the 3. So the 3 9 becomes a pair. So the 8th house to the one of them will not be able to kill it. And that way, when there are 8 house to both of them, then both become weak. That's all. But the killing can be done only by the 12th to it. So that is the rule. So you can just check these rules. I have also given what is the origin, how this all evolved, some notes on this. You can go through that. So that is how this gets. So when an event and a decider interact, you get a final result like a effective link. So in this, so this is further what happens, the Mula Bhavas, they are little passive. They don't kill anything. They either survive or they get killed. They are not killers. They get killed, or sometimes they survive. If they survive, just add on to what is the result of this event and decider. So you can have a choice of whether to add the Mula Trikona Bhavas or not. So without adding the Mula Trikona Bhavas, just the event and decider, the effective links are this. Maybe let us analyze Donald Trump's chart here. He was born on the 14th of June 1946 at 10:54 with Sibalagna rising. Okay. This is a typical chart where he was born on an eclipse day with the moon and sun with Rahu Ketu axis. So those are not part of KP here. In KP, what we check here, see, he was born into a very powerful business tycoon's family, a wealthy family. So normally the first bhava itself should have some powerful numbers like 4 and 10. See, normally wealth is denoted by even numbers, even bhavas. 2, 4, 6, even 8, 10, all these are very powerful bhavas for money matters. So his first lord, first itself is sublorded by Rahu, and Rahu has a connection to 410, as we see here. Rahu connects to 410. So his effective link for the first bhava is 410. So he was born in a wealthy family, and even his second house, which is for money matters, it shows the wealth very strongly. In fact, even the third house shows. So it is a very powerful, wealthy family that he was born into. And his training was, he was into a military academy in a teenage. And if you see for the teenage studies, it comes from the 4th house. And 4th is ruled by Mars. Mars is a military, he got into a military academy. Mars, if you see here, is in Ketu's Upanakshatra. Okay, and it is showing 5, 8 and 11. So, see, maybe you would have been a very creative person as a 5, and 11 is good for creative studies. 8 is somewhat bad. We do not know exactly what happened to his studies, but yeah, the military part is discipline and formative intellect is coming very clearly from the 4th bhava for him. And university education also, maybe you can check the 4th and the 9th bhava to some extent. So 9th is ruled by Saturn of structure as well. And when you see here, he went for graduation, I think, in fairly good institutions. So, and he joined his father and for business, expanding the family's business. So if you check here, 2, 6 and 10 are the houses of money. When you see here 2, 6, 6 when it shows 5, it doesn't show service under someone. You cannot serve under someone. You can only, if it is, so 7th is a very powerful house for him, so he's a very powerful businessman. So the 10th house is, if you see here, it is ruled by Jupiter and is Surya is, why did he take up his father's business? Father is the 9th house and it is showing 4 and 10 for him. 4 is, 4 is more of a native part of it. And if you see here, the 10th house, Jupiter, same planet, connects his 9th house also. So very strongly, his father's business is coming up here. So 2, 6 is 6 showing 5 once he will not work under someone. 7 showing good business is very good. And 11 of business is fantastic as well. So he was a very powerful businessman and he has been a very powerful businessman. His marriage is read for 7th. The 7th has a 4, 10, which is even numbers are not welcome for marriage. So he had troubles in marriage to some extent because of 4, 10 gives some, see 4 is basically, 5 is love and affection, 4 is in fact like a Buddha. So it becomes, it denies the emotional part of it. And 10 is in fact the 4th to the 7th bhava. So both the emotional part is actually dry. So that way, his first child I think was born in 1977. So we can check all this. We can there is put a transit time here as well. If you put 1977, I think his child was. Let me look into it and put his first child was born in 1977. Just I don't know exactly. Pull 1977. Some sub months and date. I don't know exactly. So he was born maybe Surya Rahu. Okay, Surya Rahu showing 5th house is ruled by Rahu. So it gave him a child. That's what we can think of. So that way you can read these things, male child, because it is Surya Rahu. So that way you can think of all these things. So both for bhava and the gragas I have made these tables. And I have earmarked certain things like if it is a red, that means there is a 8 there. So if it is this color, that means there is a 12 there. So 8 is extremely bad and 12 is extremely bad. I have also put columns for interior score and exterior score. Interior is what we call agam in Tamil. Exterior is puram in Tamil. These are the inner space and the external world of affairs. So in inner space, when you talk of emotions and other things, it turns out to be this. It's somewhat lacking. He has more numbers in the exterior world. He is more of an outer world person, exterior person. And all the bhavas also very strongly show that he is an external person. Okay. This is how you read these charts. You can use it. You can add the Mula Bhavas also. But without the Mula Bhavas, first read this would be a better option. When you check the Mula Bhavas, you will get different results because the Mula Bhavas add to this as well. We can check why things are not killed. The pairs might not be able to kill certain things, so those rules are maintained here. Okay, this is one part of the entire reading, and I should talk about moon. Moon is, see, whereas for all other planets we take the natal nakshatra lord and sublord. For the moon alone, the nakshatra lord happens to be the dasha lord, and the sublord becomes to be the bhukti lord, and sub-sublord the antara lord. So that way, you will, depending on the time you give here, that number is chosen here, and because moon rules our mind strongly, and the flow of dasha bhukti is what would govern this. So your numbers would change for moon alone, and if it moon were to show some bhavas here, it will take that transit dasha system there during the exact time, dasha system during the time, not exactly transit. So you can read dashas as well. So how do I get these numbers, dasha bhaktis? I have a separate called Vimshottari Dasha, and that's nicely built this time. You can put in any dasha bhakti and you can check when that is running. That is one option. And here anyway you are given the option of putting a date and getting a dasha bhakti here. And here you can put any dasha bhakti and get the date. So both options are there. So in case you want to know what is running now So you have to go and put today's date here. So if you put today, you can get the transit Dasha. This is Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Saturn is running for it. If you give Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Saturn as numbers here, you know that is Jupiter started in 2016, ends in 2030 to 16 years. With the Venus sub period is highlighted here between 2024 to 27 is running Venus, and that between 25 to 25 September, July to September is running Mars, and within that now till August 8th is running Saturn Sukshma. So that way all this get highlighted. This is the power of Vimshottari representation in this Excel. It will be useful to you. This is something newly given in this Excel. So you can use this very nicely. And another beautiful option in KP is in addition what are called what is Prashna. In Prashna, in KP, the 246 sublords that I already presented in a short video sometime back. If you can ask, suppose a person does not have any horoscope and you are going to do a Prashna, you just ask him to spell out one number between 1 to 249 and gives a number that becomes a KP number. Then we erect the chart because this once you put a number, that number sublord is actually pulled out. That number is taken as the sublord number. Immediately a starting degree for that number for that sublord is taken out. So when does that starting degree become the ascendant? That is taken as in fact the ascendant. This starting degree is taken as the ascendant. And within that particular day, so you'll have to give when the Prashna is taken, the date of the Prashna. See, this time of the Prashna is only is actually Prashna time when you are going to sit for analyzing the chart, something that is what is normally used, Prashna time, and the place where you want to start analyzing the chart. So these are to be entered, and the Lagna is itself the degree as per this number, but the cusp and all, the Lagna, as you said, is the degree, but the 10th cusp is to be determined based upon, so see, I have to iteratively do it. When on that particular day, you get the 10th cusp. Okay, let me illustrate that. How do I get this Prashna MC? Okay, Prashna MC is from iteration over time here. So, iteration over time on the particular date, I keep on rotating the time when we actually, what all it is using? It is using the date, right? For this date and the latitude, longitude, what is the MC there? Now the MC, and MC means the 10th bhava. So MC and the first cusp. Then I divide as per Placidus theory the other bhavas as per the KP method. Okay. So that find the 10th cusp from known lagna. Okay. Then this is the code that is used. So if you know the lagna, how to find the MC is a challenge. Okay. This lagna is not any time lagna. So this Lagna is for a particular time, but okay, we'll have to arrive at iteratively. That is done through this code. For the particular Lagna, if you know the Lagna and you don't know the time, so you know the Lagna, you know that you want to know the 10th cusp, you know the date, you don't know the time. So that way it is iteratively done. You don't have to worry about it. Then once 1 and 10 are determined, rest are all easy divisions that you can follow from this table. So this is put back here as a Prashna, and you want to read the Prashna, you have to just choose the Prashna here. So and that will be the Prashna chart, and you read it just as you read for Donald Trump. So that easy it is now. So you can use this Excel for Vimshottari Dasha reckoning, for Prashna, for KP. This for some other softwares, this effective links might not be exactly matching because the sublord is all very sensitive. One thing, and another thing is I'm sticking on to rules that pairs cannot be broken. These rules are what determines the numbers. So You check, other softwares might be missing some rules or maybe interpreting them differently, but I am sticking on to this set of rules. Okay, check it. I am not, I am the only person to have checked it. I have not passed on to other people for debugging. Use it, check it, and then if it turns out to be useful, and give us comments so that we can improve it as time progresses. Thank you very much. I have put the downloadable link in the description as usual, so you can pull the Excel from there. Thank you very much. Bye.